All right, here we are in a beautiful early Bakersfield, California morning. A little chilly outside in the 40s, low 40s. Walk around and tell you about a very cool, old school style 1932 Ford 3-window coupe. It is an original Henry coupe, all Henry steel, that type of thing as we cruise around here. We don't particularly have a file on this one. It's very nice. One of the biggest things, it has a Ford and a Ford. We'll get around the front and tell you about that. It's not been chopped, it's not been filled. The only part that has been filled due to air conditioning was the cowl vent here, and if you look you can see really close, you can see where the cowl vent was. I imagine they filled that to accommodate the air conditioning. You'll see it has roll down back window, that type of thing. We've had it up on the lift and covered the fender lips all. It's definitely Henry steel. It's been built, I'm going to guess, about 30 years. A lot of old school style. Very nice stuff underneath. It has a fully engineered chassis, tubular inner structure. It's 4-bar up front with a buggy spring. Probably a posy style if I looked right when I was up underneath, but I'll talk more about that up on the lift. Out back here, buggy spring, ladder bar style rear suspension. Old school style again. Gas shocks front and rear. Nice Vintique wheels, brand new BF Goodrich radial rubber on it. Vintique wheels have been done. There was a receipt in the car for about $16K worth of work that was done. As we cruise around, I'll kind of give you an idea with that. It's got recently updated tilt column, reworking of the pedals, and then resetting all the springs on it, done by a professional shop, well-known professional shop. We'll have copies of that work done available. Again, this is all Henry steel stuff. Ford steel, whatever you'd like to call it. Again, dropped axle up front. We did have it up on the lift, and we're going to share that with you, but like I said, brand new BF Goodrich radial tires on it. .32 grill shell. It's probably a reproduction that should be dove gray finished here, so it looks like a stainless reproduction. Dropped headlight bar. I filled all around the lips of the fenders here, that kind of thing. Nice, and they've been rhino coated to prevent paint stars, that type of thing. The paint on it is approximately, I want to cover that for you, is deep burgundy is the color. Chassis done in the same color. It's been on there probably 30 years plus minus kind of thing. So you're going to find it for a little bit of a couple thin spots, a little touch up here and there, but it's got great character and it looks just like you're looking at it right now. There's a little touch up here where somebody had done the, probably chipped it when they had the hood up. And again, I mentioned the fill over there. Maybe a little fixie blend over the years, but presentation from a very short distance is very nice. Chopped, not filled. Of course, other than the cowl vent that we just talked about. Underneath the hood here is a Ford, and a Ford that has a 302 V8 4-barrel, very healthy. Appears to have some early 60s performance components on it. Exhaust manifold, C4 automatic transmission, Ford 9-inch rear differential back there with the buggy spring. Very, very traditional looking hot rod is what I'd call it. Kind of get a feel here. We left all the windows up to do this. These are turn signals, I assume. You can see the amber lenses on them. I haven't stood out there and turned them on. Very, very thick Henry Ford steel. Get you inside here. Gray mohair style. We'll take you through the door jamb down here. 3 hinges. See the brads into the wood structure there. Dash has a recently new installed, along with what we were talking about, set of odometer gauges in it. Again, does have air conditioning, tilt wheel. Nice little map light up there, sun visors. Window, you'll see we have it down part way, crank down or crank rear window. The seat itself, we took a picture of the seat. I lifted it up right here. You lift it up, it's a vintage early style seat. Again, door jamb to door jamb. Door shut really nice on it too. Solid. A little chilly this morning. Been on a week-long road trip. Beautiful body on this one, really. If you're looking for a real Henry 3-window coupe that looks cool and you can drive it, got Ford power underneath the hood. This will probably do the trick. A nice, several early Fords on this trip. Got some special stuff coming up, so make sure you go to Spud's Garage. We'll get you in the trunk here. Fuel tank in the back where it should be. They've got some frame horn covers on the back, chrome spreader bar, dual tail lamps, dual lamps, chrome stanchions, chrome plated bumper irons. Bumpers are probably reproduction bumpers based on my little peek while I was up on the lift. Look at that body. Too much fun. Long road trip, some really cool stuff. Yeah, we're gonna get you in the driver's side here and fire it up. When I fired it up this morning in the shop, it was stone cold and fired instantly. And it's been that way ever since I moved it around and we've been doing our deal. See the door jambs here. Again, 3 hinges, not chopped. Brad's in place. The receipt I talked about just a few moments ago had repositioning the pedals so they're more accessible. Looks like they did an underdash, the underdash AC thing here. I also see, again, I want to mention the seat. We'll have a picture right here with it up. See the tilt column. 40 Ford steering wheel. I want to mention that receipt. When they did that, they put new SoCal speed knobs on it. AC control here for the vintage AC. Ford and a Ford. Nice. Glove box over here on this one. Vintage mirror. 40 Ford steering wheel, if I didn't already say that. Ignition's down here. Showing 194 on the miles since the odometer was done. That receipt's from 2020 or 2021. Started right up, by the way. See, the AC turns on. And it is cool. Cycle. Go over the gauges here with you. All the gauges, again, were professionally recently reworked. 25, about 35 to 40 pounds of oil pressure. Do the tack down here. The car's not even warmed up yet, so we're going to get out and let you hear the run. Step out here and give it a little gas so you can hear it. Ford and a Ford. Very crisp throttle on this one. Here, a little touch up on the deck lid. Just, again, it's not perfect, not new, great character. All right, let's get you underneath the hood. Very cool. Ford and a Ford. Like we talked about during the walk around, it's equipped with a 302 Ford V8, C4 automatic transmission, Ford 9 diff. get you underneath the hood here and talk about what I see as I cruise along here. I don't have a lot of information, but I do know that it's a 302 V8. Lift the hood there so you get a look. Nicely dressed. Aluminum intake manifold. Says Ford on the intake there. Looks like there's some Ford performance stuff here. These exhaust manifolds kind of look familiar. What they are, I don't know. I'll pull some casting date codes on them, but they do look to be performance, like a Mustang GT or something like that. Fairly sizable Holley dual feed 4-barrel carburetor. Electric cooling fan. Nice and tidy. Well built Ford and Ford. You'll see the Mallory distributor there, so it would have electronic ignition. They've recessed the firewall down there to fit the Ford because they're just a little bit longer. Pretty cool pull-out hood rests here. We'll get you over to the passenger side and cover more. Little billet-wrapped coil coolant reservoir bottle there. Let you peek as we go along here. Some early or some motorsport dress. Over here on the driver's side, same thing. The exhaust manifold, those webbings on there remind me of it being a performance exhaust manifold. Has vintage air conditioning that runs off of this side here. Connections come off the condenser out of the front of the radiator there. There's an updated, like we talked about on the undercarriage, we'll share that with you. Rack and pinion style unisteer. Very cool. We're actually going to fire it up here for you. Give you a little look. Okay, we'll reach in here and fire it up. By the way, I pulled it out of the garage here. It's relatively cold, straight out of the garage. It started instantly, and it's going to do the same right now. Very healthy 302 V8. Purring like a kitten. Okay, it's still cold. He's turning around for me here. Listen to it purr. Actually capture some color in the sun there. I'll take it for a little spin here for you. Shifters based on detent, C4 automatic, drive. Very healthy little car. Easy to steer too, by the way, as I was pulling out of the driveway. It has the unisteer. I feel like I could hit the road with this baby. Alright, we'll get you in the trunk here and share all the particular areas down here. Old school style carpet in here. Rear window panel and drain. Battery turn off there. That's a brand new Optima battery. Deck lid latch. Bottom side of the deck lid. Traditional style chassis, hot rod chassis upgrade, that type of thing. Has a buggy spring in the rear, custom stainless steel exhaust on it, Ford 9-inch rear differential. This buggy spring looks like it was recently reworked. It has nylon inserts on it. There are some a receipt in the file. I'm going to take a picture of that. Gas shocks, traditional ladder bar style rear suspension with the buggy spring. Brake bias is right here for setting the bias front to rear. It has a treadle vac style power brake system, vacuum power brake system. Drum brakes in the rear. I was looking at that receipt in the file, all new wheel cylinders in the back, that kind of thing. Recently in 2021, quite a bit of time was spent. You'll see this is an engineered chassis, fully boxed frame rails, very nice tubular inner structure. Single reservoir master cylinder right here. Dropout cross member, so if somebody had to take the tranny out, they could do that. C4 automatic transmission in it, so forward and to forward, like we talked about as we cruised around. Literally a bulletproof. The C4 transmission is really the workhorse of the Ford trannies when it comes to these type of hot rods. Everything's nicely run along the frame rails here. The battery cables run to the trunk or up into the trunk here. Floor pans are beautiful. Catch those stainless mufflers on it. Turn around, spend a minute there, cover that for you. Forgot I'm zipping along here. Beautiful stainless exhaust. Starter solenoids down here. It's remote. On a GM, it's actually on the starter. On a Ford, it's a separate entity. Looks like it has a Unisteer style rack and pinion steering on it. Panhard bar mounted. Posey style spring with the circular Teflon buckets on it, or slides. You'll see the brass bushings there. Disc brakes up front. Nice aluminum dress on the bottom. 302 V8. Has a thermostat to set the electric cooling fan on it here. Air conditioning condensers in front of the radiator. Receiver dryer is right up here. Runs through up into the car. Traditional 4-bar front suspension. I already talked about the leaf spring. Buggy spring, front and rear, traverse. You'll notice the raised white letters are still blue on the tires. Date code on those is 2021, both front and rear, so a couple-year-old rubber.